I've wondered what sort of these pads are here on the circuit board, but I've discovered after searching the internet that we've got to put the spring on that. So let's pop a bit of solder. I'll tell you what, let's not pop a bit of solder on there, let's pop a bit of flux on there first, just to make sure that it's a clean solder. There we go. Now we can put a bit of flux on there. He says, easier said than done. It does not want to stick on there. Right, okay, is that stuck or is that just pretending? No, it definitely is stuck. Right, I think I'm going to clean that. Stick some more flux on it. That's better. Right, where's my spring? Right, so somehow I've got to hold this. Now I don't fancy holding it with my fingers, because it might get a tad hot. So let's get this pair of pliers here. Alright, okay, so now I've got to solder that. That's got to stick onto there like so. Just going to melt a bit of flux, so I'm just going to drop the spring in the flux just to clean it a bit, see if that helps. No, that's important. No. Okay. I'm going to change my solder, see if that makes a difference. Now I've got some different flux here as well, so let's get this on there. Right, I'm going to try some different solder, see if this helps. Right, that's a good blob of solder on there. There we go, that's better, that's got it. Yeah. Right, now that is also connected to this. So this is the back of the box for it, and I've got to stick this onto there. So let's just move that over there. Right, so again, I'm just going to give this a quick clean. I think there should be another one of those here. Another one of those posts there, but I don't know if it's got damaged and broken off, or if they changed the mind, they've changed it. Anyway, so let's stick this onto here. I've got no nails, so it's not right, that's got that stuck on there. Right, so let's now just clear the desk a bit. I need to be a bit Right, that can go back into there for the time being. So bring the board back over. Right, I think we've just about done everything on this board now. All the components are on, the spring's on. So I don't think there's anything else we need to do with the board itself. So let's just move that to one side. Alright, so all the components on that cardboard are all done. That's okay. Right, so I think we'll have a look at this next. This is the main selector switch that goes on the front like that. That links up to all these tracks onto here. So I believe we've got some little clips that we now need. So let's have a look. Yeah, here we are. These are the little clips we need. Oh, there's some ball bearings there, better keep them safe. Don't need these screws yet, some little springs here as well. Why do I get a feeling they're going to ping across the desk? Right, so how many is there? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I believe they go onto these plastic things here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is there any more in there? I can't see any more. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's supposed to be 6. Right, let me have a dig round. And I've just spotted it. If you look, one's just pinged off over here, look at that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's what I want. I need 6. Okay, right, so what we need to do is to put these. It's going to be one of those jobs, isn't it? As I said, they're going to ping across the desk. Back in a minute. As you can see, I've got one done and it pinged across the desk a few times. I'm going to try and do one on camera now, but if it pings across the desk, I'm going to have to stop the camera. So you have to hold it very carefully and just push it very gently over the plastic. And it, did you hear that? It just clips into place. It can't even put one side, then you just gently push it over the other side, it just clips into place. It's very fiddly, so be very careful. Let me see if I can just do one more. You know what's going to happen, don't you? Right, very gently. Did you hear that clip? So just push it over. Right, I'm going to pause and do the rest before they ping across the desk again. Right, finally done it. So just be very careful because they have a habit of pinging off all over the place. We also need to look at these other bits and pieces of the springs. Now, earlier on, when I took these bits out to get the spring for the circuit board, I know I had 2 ball bearings. When I've come to look at them again, I've only got 1 ball bearing, which is really annoying because I know there was 2. I've looked all over the bench, can't find the other one, so the other one's gone walkies somewhere. But I'm going to continue. the two springs go either side of this. One goes there, one goes there. And the ball bearings sit on the springs. Now again, I've only got one. Don't know where the other ones disappear to, which is very, very annoying. Right, so the top is an arrow up there, look. I don't know if this will still work. I'm hoping it will with the one ball bearing, but I don't know. So that goes in there like so, with the arrow pointing up, and I just heard something fall, and the other ball bearing has just fallen off. Oh dear. I'll try again. One ball bearing on there. Right, that's in, that's done. Let's not rock the water too much. We also need to get this in as well, which is the LCD. Sorry, I'm just still so annoyed about that other ball bearing that I've lost. Right, let's put that in. That pushes down into there like so. And then we need the zebra connector, which is this. That goes right down here in the corner like so. Now that has to push really hard against that glass. Right, I'm just going to look at it in the magnifying glass, see if I've got that in right. So it looks okay. I'm hoping it's going to be right, so I'll just zoom in. Now, I was talking away and I was installing this, and then my video player suddenly stopped, so I'll have to check in a minute as to how much you've seen, but I've just pushed the LCD on, and I've just pushed the zebra connector on as well, and I was zooming in to show you what I've done, so hopefully that's in the middle. Right, so that's in place, the LCD is in place, the switch is in place with one ball bearing, and hopefully I think I should be able to bring the circuit board over. Right, so this is going to go on, so the end of the circuit board here goes against the zebra connector. The wire for the battery's got to go around there as well, and then the connectors have got, sorry, you're not seeing it, sorry. Connectors have got to push through the hole. The zebra connectors have got to connect to the end of the circuit board like that. Right. Yep, they look about right. The holes have all lined up. So I've got one screw hole there. And where's the other screw hole? This side by the looks of things. Right. I'll try and do this one-handed, which is going to be fun, isn't it? Okay, let's get a screwdriver. Just pick up a screw. No, that's too big. That's must be one of the smaller ones. Yep, there we go. Let's find a better screwdriver than that. Will that one work all right? Yeah, that's doing it all right. Ah, now the other one's underneath that fuse look there. So let's pop the fuse out. Now, if you look down here, it's a bit difficult to see, but that I can see by my eyes that that's not quite hitting the zebra connector, so I need to tighten up this one a little bit more. This one. Right, I'm just going to look down the end again and see if that, yeah, that looks better. I have no idea, because I can't see underneath the circuit board, whether that's connecting correctly, but everything looks like it's lined up. Right, so that battery connection goes there. Are they in place? That circuit board looks a little high up there, look, so let's just see if we can make sure that's all pushed in. It feels pushed in, feels okay. They do look as if they're lined up. Those holes do look as if they're lined up okay. Right, the moment of truth, does this... Oh yeah, that's still... Yeah, that still flicks round okay, good. I'm pleased about that. I was worried about that. I need a 9-volt battery at some stage. Let's put that fuse back in. Right, okay, so far so good. Right, before we go any further, I just want to double check to make sure that the connector underneath here is actually connected to the LCD. So I'm going to pop the battery on. And let's turn it on and see what happens. Oh, it's not too bad. Better than I thought anyway. At least I've got something showing. Admittedly, it's not showing everything, but it is showing something. So not quite correct on the connection. Could be the LCD, could be the connection. Okay, I'm going to leave that for the time being because it means taking everything out. I think we're okay. I think we're getting there. I may come back to that later on. So I think next thing we'll do is we'll get the sticker on so we know what we're actually measuring. So that's going to go something like this. There we go. Right, that's got that on. So this spring, got to do this. Sorry, but I've just got to. There we go. So that spring connects to that silver dish, which I presume is going to make some sort of buzzing noise. I think this is going to act as a speaker. make some sort of buzzing noise. Right, so that is going in, but it's just pushing against that battery. If I turn that around, does that make a difference? So yeah, these go line up with that. So I was right, it is that way around. I did put that screw in there, didn't I? Where has that disappeared to? Where did that screw disappear to? It fell in there, I know it did, I pushed it in. Oh, come off. And now that's stuck in there. Oh, God, that was tough. Right, so where did my screw disappear to? Back in a minute. Right, it's all back together again. It's not perfect. The case doesn't quite fit there, but it's okay. Oh, right, okay. So there was a digit missing, wasn't there, at the top before? But now I've got it all back together again. It seems to be working all right. So let's try it. Let's get the test leads out. I've just noticed actually there's this plastic thing which I've not put in, so I've no idea where that's supposed to go. Right, let's test leads out. So we're going to do well, common is there, and I'm going to do a battery, just simple thing as a battery. Let me just grab a battery, just a minute. Right, I've got my trusty multimeter here. And I've got my new homemade multimeter there. So that's on battery, that's okay. We'll flick that onto battery as well. I've got two batteries here. This is a brand new battery, so I'm going to test it with my trusty multimeter first. And that's showing 9.48. And on this battery, 9.39. Okay. So .81. Okay. If you can see that all right. And this one, what's it showing on this one? 9.9, so it's slightly out, according to that. Showing a little bit higher than the other one, but that's okay, that's not bad. Yeah, so I think that's working okay. Got to do a little bit more testing, but I think that's actually not bad. I mean, I wouldn't trust it. I would get yourself a proper multimeter like this. It's only a kit building just to prove that it's actually working. Let's move it on to continuity. Okay, so it doesn't make a bleeping noise as I thought it might, but it does show continuity on the display. Display is actually quite clear. I'm quite surprised about that. It's not bad at all. How can I hold that up? Right, can I put that on there like that? There we go. Right, let's do a quick continuity again. You can see that all right. It's quite clear. So yeah, that's okay. Whether I'll use it as a okay, so so I've turned it off and it's still showing. Okay, so it's not perfect. I think it's that's because it's at the bottom. There we go. That's better. I had it at the bottom. Oh, that was a user error. So it is working okay. Whether, like I say, whether I'll use it as a multimeter or not, I don't know. It's a kit build and it works. That's the important thing. And that zebra connection at the back seems to work better once everything is in place. So yeah, that's not bad. I'm really pleased that it is actually working, because I had a feeling it wasn't going to work. It's only with one ball. Make your own comments about that, but it's clicking okay. I lost a screw, but I managed to find it okay. It's not been the most easiest to build, but it's working okay. So I'm going to say it's a thumbs up. It's okay. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for the comments. If you like what I do, please subscribe, and I'll see you again for another kit build. I thought I finished, but I haven't, because I'm doing a little bit more research on the internet. I've discovered that even though my voltage is showing slightly out, it could be because we haven't done a particular step. So I'm going to take off the back again. Now, this is what I do like about kit builds, because if you build it yourself, you know how to take it to pieces. If you know how to take it to pieces, you can fix things. And I've missed a step. So let's put those away. Now, if you remember, there's a variable resistor here. Now, this is used to calibrate this. So what I need to do is use my on-bench transformer, which we've got at the background there. Connect the leads up. That one in there, that one in there. Move it over to 20 volts. Switch on my power supply. Now my power supply is showing dead on 5 volts, but this is showing 5.2. So what we need to do is just alter this at the back so it shows correctly. So I'm going to just hold the back there and twist it. So that's going up. Don't want it going up, I want it going down. So I'm going to turn it the opposite way. .9, and we can get it dead on. Oh, yeah, here we go. No. Let's just do that again. Let's see if we can get it dead on. There we go. So that's what I didn't do. I didn't do the calibration. So now it's calibrated. 5 volts on there. So if I turn this up, so let's turn it up to 6 volts, 5.96. I mean, it's not going to be perfect. There we go, 6 volts. Turn it down, back down to 5. Yeah, it's gonna be, well, that's 0.4 out. But that's not bad. So that's how you calibrate it, by the adjuster at the back there. So let's switch that off, and we can put it back together again. So yeah, like I said, that's better, good calibrated. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. There we are, done.